Well, the Chicano movement was a fight against institutional racism in the 60s. Civil rights leaders such as Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta stood up for workers' rights, political representation, education, self-determination, and much more. The movement even sparked conversations about self-identification and using the term Chicano after decades of discrimination towards people of Mexican descent in the U.S. And in tonight's cover story, our lead race and culture reporter, Kandace Redd, joins us now with more about this movement. Kandace.
Madison, good evening to you. Well, the Chicano movement is deeply connected and rooted to Sacramento. Well, that includes marches and protests at the state capitol, student activism at schools, and of course, local artists spreading powerful messages. But despite progress, the push for equality is far from over.
There's a lot of that history that's not told.
The civil rights movement was a push for racial justice and equality for Black people in the 50s and 60s, but another fight also emerged.
There's other peoples here that have been oppressed.
Through the Chicano movement, or El Movimiento, people of Mexican descent struggled for equality.
The Chicano movement emerged in 1965 when Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta launched their great boycott through the United Farm Workers Union.
The union joined Filipino farm workers in the Delano grape strike.
They wanted to have basic rights for the workers, such as bathroom breaks, lunch, an 8-hour workday, and to have a living wage.
In 1966, Cesar Chavez led a historic 340-mile march from Delano to Sacramento for justice in the fields.
There was also a student movement that wanted to bring Chicana and Chicano studies to high school campuses.
Outside of protests and marches, art also played a role in spreading key messages and unionizing communities.
Sacramento had a very rich Chicano arts movement, and I'm thinking here of the Royal Chicano Air Force.
The Royal Chicano Air Force was an artistic collective established back in the 70s in Sacramento to help push for social change through prints, murals, and photography.
We still retain our legacy as a major contributor to the Chicano movement.
At the same time, Sacramento's Latino Center of Art and Culture served as a hub for artists. It was originally founded as La Raza Bookstore, meaning the People's Bookstore.
Chicano students who were also artist activists became also engaged in the bookstore, and they created a gallery. And the whole site became a site for public gatherings, and a lot of our artists came from those families. They were migrant families.
My parents and their parents worked heavily in the fields of California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas.
Dominic Borges is a community artist and activist with deep roots in the movement.
My family has been involved with the Chicano art movement really since the 60s. My father was a media person working with Cesar Chavez. My earliest recollection of being involved in the Chicano movement was attending huge marches with the United Farm Workers, often marching alongside Cesar Chavez. Playing a part in politics is an important part of being Chicano in Sacramento. It's important to be involved within your community because this is your voice.
People dreamt big, and they made it happen.
We are proud of our mestizo heritage. We are proud of our farm worker heritage. We are proud of the contributions our community has made. So we took on the word Chicano to signify that we are an active community, that we have an identity and a purpose that is clear, that we wanted to bring this understanding of our history, of our cultural legacy, of our contributions to Sacramento.
Well, the Chicano movement resulted in improved conditions for farm workers and representation of people of color in politics and education, but people of Mexican descent are still fighting systemic racism and discrimination to this day. And that's exactly why community activists are continuing to push for more to be done.